12, my ambition was to be a gangster. To me, being a wise guy was better than being president of the United States. To be a wise guy was to own the world.
This is Henry Hill. Henry spent half his life running with one of the most violent mafia gangs in America, having to do whatever was asked of him to survive. His life in the mob was made infamous by Martin Scorsese's gangster classic, Goodfellas.
I mean, I lived in fear every fucking day of my life. I was fucked. I was literally fucked, you know what I mean?
And where the movie ends, the darkest part of Henry's life began.
That's when life really became insane.
In a bid to save his own life, Henry became a government informant and betrayed his childhood friends. The mafia issued a multi-million-dollar contract on his life.
Why I'm still here, why I'm around, heck, I don't know. I got those guardian angels on my shoulder for some reason.
Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to take a second to remind you, please hit that subscribe button, and if you like what we're doing and want to support the channel, you can do that via Cash App at American Made Channel. Now, let's jump into the video.
Henry Hill, whose life story was made famous in the movie Goodfellas, was born June 11th, 1943, to a Sicilian mother and an Irish father in Brooklyn, New York. Henry became associated with the Paul Vario crew of the Lucchese crime family after he started working an after-school job at Vario's cab stand. Under mafia heavyweights like Paul Vario and Jimmy Burke, Henry Hill would leave his part-time job behind and become a full-time gangster. In 1967, Henry Hill and another up-and-coming wise guy, Tommy DeSimone, would walk into Air France cargo terminal after securing a duplicate key from an inside man and load a suitcase with bags of money totaling $420,000 without so much as a shot being fired. This major score elevated his stature in the Vario crew and brought him closer to people like Jimmy Burke and Paul Vario himself. 11 years later, on December 11, 1978, Henry Hill would put in motion what would become the biggest cash robbery in America at the time, when a bookmaker told Henry that Lufthansa flew in cash and jewels to the cargo terminal. Henry then told Jimmy Burke, who put the plan together, and would end up walking away with almost $6 million. Henry became involved in many schemes and scams, and eventually became heavily involved in the narcotics business against the orders of crew captain Paul Vario. Henry would become addicted to the product he was selling and eventually was arrested in 1980. With Paul Vario's strictly enforced no-drug policy, Henry Hill feared for his life and was convinced he would be whacked by someone in his crew. Eventually, Henry would turn state's evidence and testify against former associates to avoid prosecution and being whacked by his crew. Henry would then enter the witness protection program. Henry's life would continue to spiral out of control due to drugs, alcohol, and crime, which led to him being kicked out of the witness protection program. Henry would be featured in many documentaries about the American mafia and was a guest several times on the Howard Stern show. Henry would spend the rest of his life in and out of jail and rehab. On June 12, 2012, one day after his 69th birthday, Henry Hill passed away. In 2002, Henry Hill would be a guest on the Howard Stern show and would be confronted by a caller who claimed to be in the mafia.
I love when Henry's drunk. It's going to be good.
But I also don't you have the feeling that he can't live with,
Yeah.
you know.
He can't live with being out of the mob.
Well, I don't think it's being out of the mob. I think it's all the stuff he did.
No, I don't. Oh, yeah, right.
And all, and then he has no, he's not with any of those guys anymore. He's like alone.
He misses. So you think he's drinking because he feels bad for killing everybody?
Yeah. He's got a lot of stuff. When he's sober, there's nothing to stop him from thinking about it.
Interesting. You see, I was thinking just the opposite, but I think you're right. I think he's drinking because he misses the life.
Yeah.
And he's a shadow of his former self. Here's Paulie, who's in the mob. Go ahead, Paulie.
Dear.
Stool pigeon.
What? I'm a stool pigeon. I'm a
Stool
rat
pigeon
bastard.
desgraciado.
Disgracia, yeah. I got the money, honey.
Go ahead,
You are
Paulie.
so lucky you're still walking around.
What, you want to know something? Come and see me.
Come and see
I'm
you.
over here. Yeah, I'm over here. How much coyones you got? Come and
One
see
of
me.
these days, you know, you walk around with your head up in the air.
You're fucking right.
Henry,
You
you're
walk
on
around
there.
with your head up in the air.
Yeah, what?
We're gonna cut your prick off, sticking in your mouth one of these days. Believe me. Many moons have passed since
Get
Leopard's
out of
Boulevard.
here.
Many moons
You
have passed
sound
since
like a
Leopard's
wise guy.
Boulevard.
You ain't got no coyones.
What posse are you with? What group? Who are you with?
He who laughs first, last, stool pigeon.
Yeah, I am. I'm a proud stool pigeon. Stool
You're proud
pigeon.
because Tommy's not around. You're proud because Jimmy's not around. You're proud because Anthony Stabille's not around.
They're all dead.
You're a
I'm
big
alive.
man. You're a big man.
I'm alive.
You're alive.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
alive,
alive.
walking around disgraced. Disgraced. Yeah, you laugh. You laugh, you drunken prick, stool pigeon. You bastard, you.
You got balls. Come over here.
Just remember, you
Come
still
to the
gotta walk
studio.
out of that studio. You gotta walk
come
out
on.
of that studio.
What?
You better have-
57th Street. Come downstairs.
You better have 100 eyes around your
I
head.
don't need 100 eyes.
One of these days.
One of these days, what?
One of these days.
Henry, you
You're a
think,
big man, aren't you?
Henry, you think you drink because you're afraid that the mob's going to get you?
Sure, he's afraid.
Howard, I lived in fear of my life. I lived in more fear when I was in that life of my friends.
What life with your friends? Frankie was your friend.
You know?
Yeah. In other words, you were afraid they could hit
They
you at
could
any
kill
time.
you at it.
No, I mean, let me tell you something. That life, that Goodfellas life, is bullshit.
Listen
you
to
can't
this
say-
guy.
No, I
He's
mean,
no
shut
respect.
the
He's got nothing.
No respect.
He doesn't even have respect for you when you ask him not to curse on
Come
the
on,
air.
you're a punk. You're a punk. You're on the phone, you're a punk.
What, am I supposed to be right there in your face in the studio?
Yeah, you want to know
Please.
something? I'm telling you where I'm at.
I got
Come
class.
and get me.
That's right.
You
We
got
know where
class,
you're
you
at.
got
Believe
class.
me.
Yeah, I'm a
We
rat.
know where
I'm
you're
a
at.
happy rat. You're goddamn right. You want to know something? I did the right thing. I changed my life.
You changed your life. You're a drunken prick, disgraziado rat bastard.
But he changed his life.
Salud.
Changed his life in what way?
Salud.
How?
Yeah. Hey, Paulie, I'm going to go take a break, and thank you for calling.
And that's it.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Well, I want you to throw this prick out. He's not. Hey, Henry.
Wow.
Tell Howard the time you and Frankie hung out all the time.
He was a nice guy.
Nice guy.
He was a nice
He was
guy.
your good buddy.
I ain't gay.
Henry's
gay.
not gay.
Yeah, okay.
You think he is?
You believe all the shit that he said?
Don't say the S word.
You're not
Excuse me. You
cursing.
believe all the crap that he said?
I'm just listening.
You think all that whole movie's true?
I don't
This
know.
guy
You
was nothing. He was nothing. He was a piece of garbage.
I mean, you're saying Henry built himself up in the movie.
He's a glorified rat bastard. That's all he is.
All right. Well, all right. Thank you for calling in, Paulie.
Thank you, Paulie.
All right. That's Paulie.